Hi, and welcome back to The Witch and the Writer. We have made our way back to the cabin, what I call the sanctuary in Ferndale, Washington. It's so lovely to be back home.
Good to be back in the bog here. Lots of growth has happened here for the two of us, both together and individually. Today, I know Julia wanted to talk and clarify a little bit about the witch.
And I think if you watched our last episode, our first episode, I would love to see comments on what a witch is to you, for you.
And you can put those comments just on the comment section of this video or the previous one on the YouTube channel. That way, I've created a YouTube channel for this, and a place where we can actually create some discussion about what it is that we're talking about here as well.
A witch is a woman, and before the word was demonized, she was a midwife. She was a creator. She was a physician. In fact, in the days gone by, if you were looking for medicine, herbal medicines, ointment, something like that, you would look for a purple door. And typically the witch's door or the herbalist's door was purple, so that you knew that's where you could stop to get what you might need. She was an alchemist. She was a teacher. She was wisdom. She was a priestess. She was all the things until an unhealthy patriarchy said she couldn't be. And then the word got demonized. For me, this is what I do. I play in the world of wisdom, of magic, in alchemy, energy work.
I'm going to ask you, by definition, or as you would define it, what is the unhealthy patriarchy? For those who might not have heard that before.
An unhealthy patriarchy is one that is exploits, dominates, attempts to control, to confine, to overly domesticate.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Does that answer what you're looking for?
So now we know what that is. What do you mean by how the witch has been demonized? I mean, we see it in literature, in film.
In scripture. It's even put in scripture. So there's a lot of words that are in scripture. And this is during my religious journeys. I began to question, like the word pagan is often intertwined with the witch. And pagan, originally, the original pagan is one that lives off the land. Now, I can see where you would get that confined or twisted with the witch, because a witch lives in harmony with the land.
Sorry to interrupt you. Is that a definition of pagan, one who lives off the land?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's from the word pagani. And that word is not what it has been turned out to be in many religious and cultural beliefs, which is also what a witch is. She is not bound by culture or religion. She is not merely symbolic. She is. She is a woman just like myself. She is many women. All women are creatives.
So with that definition, tell me how you became what you are and how you practice.
For me, it was a remembrance. I remember my truth. I remember that there is a reason why on this planet that I live in harmony. I desire to live in harmony with the solar and lunar cycles.
Okay.
And that's the beginning. And this is something I wish I would have discovered much younger. I resisted. I wanted to conform and be what society thought a perfect woman should be. And
you had plenty of influences into that whole idea of what the perfect woman should be.
I did.
What were those?
Well, religion was one of the biggest.
Okay.
That was very influential. And when I was younger, as a single mom, working 3 jobs, just trying to make ends meet, not being able to really see my children. And then coming into a beautiful marriage, but there was conformity there as well. mostly via religion, where that was conformity. And I always questioned. And then my accident happened. And there was just a lot of inquiry into, gee, if I would have, had I not, this would never have happened to me. Or thank goodness I did, or I had followed, or I had been obedient, it could have been worse.
All of those are parentheticals, right? The great what if this, if that, and so on. After your accident, though, the biggest conformity fell apart as far as you physically and how you would present yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I no longer fit. I'm missing a third of my body, right? And there's a distortion there. How do I wrap my head around that? And my own, there was two ways I could go. I no longer was a 5'2", 105-pound, out there, get it done, a mom of 5, PTA, all of that. In order to come back to myself, I had to come back to myself. What was true at a soul level. Again, a witch is a woman who knows who she is within herself. And I was always looking to be who I was outside of myself, looking to meet a standard that I never set, looking to be someone that seemed to be everyone else.
I want to step back, though, to the word that you're using as far as conformity is concerned, and how you shed that. But I want to replace conformity with another word, because I'm going to talk a lot about this in subsequent episodes, and that's the word of expectations. What other people expected you to be, how they expected you to behave, even how they expect you to be now as a 2/3 physical bodied person. How does the witch in you reject that? Reject that notion, or those notions of expectations? How do you hold on to yourself?
Well, for me, I've just done a lot of work. And let me just say that when you start to do the work, you realize how much work you really have to do. Undoing, redefining, finding the truth. So for me, I am really good at coming back to myself. Now, it has taken a long time for me to come back to myself. And in that, it really took me back to when I was a child and I was entertained by angels. I recognized my power as a child. I didn't know it was power then, but I understood that there was magic within me, which is so normal. And coming back to that, spending time alone, meditation, energy work, connecting with the land, which is why I love so much being here at the sanctuary. But we connect to the land all the time.
How?
When we travel, when we go out. I'm really blessed because when I bum hike, I am on the land. Like, that is really required. I sense the land, I hear the land, I hear the trees. I feel myself completely rooted with all of them. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. Like, this is a really experiential journey that I've been on, and to feel myself fully rooted with nature, with earth, with others, to recognize that I'm not uprooted anymore. I've replanted myself in that work.
That's not just allegorically or even physically in a way, it's also spiritually, because you've taught me, as far as in getting into meditation and the alignment of myself, of my chakra, that root goes into the earth. There, you've taught me that's to, in a sense, a groundedness, but it's more than that. At least it's become more than that to me.
Yes, it becomes a heartbeat, a connection, a plugging in to who we are, our connection to Earth in this lifetime.
So is this a practice you're willing to share on The Witch and the Rider in a subsequent episode?
Absolutely.
Or two? Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Good.
I am. Yes. Okay. I share it often.
Yeah, I know you do. This being a social media channel and those kinds of things, there's some things that might be a little too maybe
sacred.
Yeah, sacred to put out there, and so I want to make sure we're clearing all that, through each other there as we go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. The only other thing I'd like to say about what a witch is to me is that she also breaks the bounds of linear thinking, which. So I have more of a cyclical thought. I think many women do. Again, a witch is a woman, right? She's coming back to herself. And it balances with the masculine, a healthy side. Also, there's the ability to bust through time. We are not bound by time. And that is another thing that was really difficult, to be confined by time. Of course, we have to show up on time for work, or show up on time to pick our kids up at school, or appointments. All the things that the calendar says, which is a whole nother episode in and of itself, the calendar, because that has been part of the domestication of humanity, is this calendar. But a witch can break the bounds of time. She's very present in the now, always, but she also recognizes her healing in this now is healing and clearing the past and the future. We talk 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. It breaks all of that. She's able to go into the past with courage and bravery, and glimpse into the future as well. Not in a way to change things, but in a way to make sure that in this present now, I'm doing all I can to set things up in the highest and greatest, most benevolent way.
Sorry, I stepped on you there.
That's okay.
But I'm goosebumpy in you talking about that. There's another word I want to come back to that you used, and we'll close on this. I'm going to do the writer in the next episode. What I want you to visit, because it's a word that I'm going to use, that we will use together, that we do together as well, that you ask the people who are within your circle of influence, you ask them to work. And what we do here is work. What we do here with each other relationally is work. What I'm going to get into as far as the ideas behind relational communication, they're all work. And anybody who tells you that it should be easy is trying to sell you something. Anybody who tells you that self-improvement or soul searching or shadow work, that kind of, it's called work for a reason.
Absolutely. And many times it's beyond work, it's arduous. There is an arduousness, if that's a word.
It is, I think. Well, if it's not, we just
I create words all the time. There's an arduousness to it. It is not easy, but it is simple. And it's a returning, it's a remembrance of who you truly are.
Okay. All right, so join us for the next episode. We'll talk about the writer and what that means from an alchemist standpoint. And then we've gotten some input already on what you'd like to see in future episodes. And if there's something that comes to your mind, please put that in the comments below. Or you can contact us by other means that way, and we will be glad to respond to that. All right? Anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's hard to pack her into
Yeah, man, it is.
words.
Yeah. Or into seconds here as well.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.